Hey everyone, so I wanted to take this opportunity to explain how you can do revenue projection with a linear regression analysis. Now, um, the easiest way to do this is to use something like Excel, or you can use Numbers or Google Docs or whatever. It's just Excel has a feature built in that helps you do the forecasting pretty easily. So what I want to do is here I've got some sample data here, and it's a little over 3 years of data, and we just have membership numbers. You could use this to project revenue, to do MRR, any relative number of things that kind of help you calculate kind of growth and stuff. So if what I've already done is I've created a chart. Okay, and so what we've done is we've created this chart that maps to the standard units and the member numbers. And the reason we use a standard unit is because a date isn't an integer, and you can't do math on a date. So you can't do like March 5th times 3.95x. So you can't actually do this math that you need to do this regression. So you use these standard units. All right, so because what you should be able to do is you should be able to say, okay, here's 25, which is x. We want to find this. We want to find the y coordinates at 25, and so you could actually punch 25 into. You could multiply 3.95 times 25 plus this number 256.74, and that actually will give you the y coordinate, at precision. Okay. And so we can calculate any point along this line. And one of the things I want you to notice is that with this line, there's kind of like this early slope that kind of, even like the third month from here to about here, it seems to be mostly kind of fitting this linear line. And then there's this huge flattening part right here. And then this is like another slope. So from this point, I mean, you could say this point or this point, you could then draw this slope up. And that seems to be like a second trend line of sorts. So you could say there's two positive trend lines and one kind of flattening or maybe even slightly negative trend line. So what I want to do is I want to show you. So I've actually just gone ahead and added a projection for the next year using this particular equation. All right, and so what it's actually done, I've actually used the built-in forecast function in Excel, and I've projected out basically it would be just that trend line following forward. And one of the things that you'll notice is the last actual real data point is way, way above where this trend line is. And so what happens is that, guess what? The next 4 months vastly under project what your total members are. But I mean, what's the chance that you're going to lose 1,100 members in a month? So what we want to do here is we want to do something a little different. So because this projection, like I said, this trend line goes completely off of this entire set of data. And remember how we talked about the two different slopes and everything. So let's do a trend line that looks at, and we'll use the forecast method here again. And do X, and then the known Y's. So the Y's are the members, and we're just going to do the last year. Because here the members are here on the y-axis, and then the known x's. Boom. All right, done. All right, and so what they're saying, and so 1386, they're projecting 131810 for, and so while that is under projecting this month, let's see what it does each month. All right, so we're seeing stuff a projection that looks a lot more like maybe what we would expect. It's going to be similar to this. Now, I think the trick is that this is just to help you have a realistic it's here to help you have a realistic idea of what's potentially possible based off of real data. So, you don't know for sure that you're going to continue to grow at that same rate. Maybe you'll grow faster. Maybe you're going to have really hard times. Maybe you're going to have problems with your product, whatever. But this is more accurate than picking a number off the top of the head saying, I want to grow revenue 5% each month. It's not really the most accurate way to try to project the growth of your company. It's just kind of like let's do this off the top of our head. And whereas this is actually using real data, and it's using something that is a known tool that, while they will tell you it's bad to do projection or try to do predictions with this, I don't think we're trying to predict as much as what we're trying to do is have better information for the future. Beautiful. All right. So it looks like, based off of this regression, that there's probably going to be 6,300 to 400 members of growth over the next 12 months. Now, and if you look at, that's very similar to what has happened over this previous period. So this isn't actually projecting that you're going to grow faster. It's just kind of projecting that you're going to grow at about the same pace. Now, these numbers that we're looking at are actually based off of, they're not the same numbers, but they have the same trend. So this is a real trend that we saw in our business. And so this is actually showing you our actual real growth and our real flattening here, and then our fixing our growth issues. So I hope that was useful, and you can use this to kind of maybe solve some problems with understanding how you would grow your business. You can actually do, like I showed you, I said you can use this same equation here. So I'll just show that real quick. 3.95 times 38, remember, and then we'll plus 256.74. And well, we don't want to, this isn't money. And so what remember, it needs to match this number, so that's correct. So this, because we're using this equation off of all data, so it needs to match this, not that. So I just wanted to at least show you guys how that equation works. And actually, if I actually drag down with this, if I actually use this drag down, it should actually, yeah, see, it's actually replicating what we have in that other column. So these two things match. Well, not all three. All right, well, I hope that was useful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them.